The NBA on 2K Sports. Thanks for joining us this Sunday afternoon.
Why you don't
This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. The Clippers hoping to give a strong showing here for their home crowd.
This is the start of a brief homestand for them, but they may have a chance here, Kevin, to get some wins in front of their home fans before they head back out on the road.
And because you never know what's going to happen on that next road trip, it's much easier to control your own fate on a short homestand.
Now let's take a look at the Bulls opening lineup. We've got DeRozan. Bogut out there with Ibaka. Then it's Johnson. And it's Curry in at the point guard.
He can be a weapon if he gets going early from long range.
Thing about DeMar DeRozan, he came into the league fairly unpolished. Struggled to handle the ball, freed in his own shot, and but sometimes he would create for others too. But he settled down. You can see the growth.
Yeah, and that's the one thing. You could see the physical talent was there in terms of him playing the two. The question was, could he make the commitment mentally to become a great player? Well, from what he's done the last few years, I would have to say he's definitely been able to do that.
And Muhammad kicks to Mills. Goes up again. That will not get it done. He's 0 for 2. Here's DeRozan. And it's sent back by Howard. Hands of the ball out of bounds. Howard touched it last. First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Here's DeRozan. And he can't bank that one in.
And, you know, getting back to DeRozan, he's put a spit shine on his offense. Over the past 2 seasons, averaged over 20 points a game, was also good for 3 or 4 assists, showing everybody how work ethic can overcome unrefined skills.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Harris kicks to Mills. Shot clock at 5. Offensive rebound. Back to Harris. With the teardrop. And it's blocked by Ibaka. Lets it go. Johnson kicks to Curry. Now the dish to DeRozan. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. That's good.
You know, for DeMar DeRozan, scary to think that he's still scratching the surface of his potential. Made his first All-Star appearance in 2014. Was a little dinged up last year, but still very effective. No doubt he's the real deal.
Now here's Iguodala. Andrew Bogut unable to get his shot to go. That ties it up. Mills has got himself on the board with 3 there.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And guys, Wesley Johnson, 4th overall pick back in the 2011 draft. Everyone thought he would have the jump shot to become a prolific scorer, and Clark, the length to defend at a high level.
Yeah, you know, in his rookie year, he averaged 9 points a game. Last year, his 5th, he averaged 10. I think it's to the point where he is what he is.
You know, and getting back to Wesley Johnson, you kind of want to kidnap him and just chain him to a set of weights. I mean, he has all the natural ability in the world to be a difference maker, but he just lacks the strength to do anything with it. I mean, a voracious competitor in college. He's been relegated to marginal production at the pro level, and I really feel like a lot of it is because he physically struggles at times at this level.
Kicks it out to Iguodala. Over Johnson. Here's Howard. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. That's on Andrew Bogut.
You know, on the topic of Wesley Johnson, I remember him in college. I remember the guy who took over games and even showed a certain toughness when he did it. He hasn't gotten to that point here in the pros, so he may soon be entering a crossroads in his career.
last season was difficult for Dwight Howard, to say the least, across the board. Worse since, in fact, his rookie year.
Yeah, he just wasn't able to stay healthy. I mean, looks dominant in spurts. Gets you thinking, okay, he's back. Then his body betrays him.
And the basket by Harris. Chicago's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. Feeds it to Johnson. And the whistle blow is going to be on Andre Iguodala. That is his first foul of the game. It's Curry with the drive. The third shot of the possession finally falls for him.
And talking about Howard, always a perennial double-doubles leader. Last year, through the injuries, he dropped down to 23 total double-doubles. But that was in only 41 games. So the average over an 82-game stretch would have put him in the top 5 once again. So clearly, he has a lot left when he's healthy.
Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Now Iguodala. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. And the call goes against Wesley Johnson. That is his first foul of the game. Now here's Mills. Lets it go from deep.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
And taken away by Johnson. Moving it up. And there's Stephen Curry on the assist by Johnson. And it's 6 points for Steph Curry.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Getting back to Dwight Howard, I think he's at a crossroads physically. Had back and knee issues. It's highly unlikely he can be 100% for a full season. You just hope to have him happy and healthy for your most important games.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession. Vince Carter, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Bledsoe comes in for Patty Mills. And we have an intentional foul there, G.A. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
And here is Los Angeles now.
Yes, I do. Back on first.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. Yes, fans, Clark, and the one team they view as floppers is the Clippers. I don't like that word, but just kind of came out. Whether that is fair or not is up for debate, but it is certainly, I think, the perception.
And I think there's some truth to that perception. I mean, multiple players have received fines for flopping on their roster. I mean, you can't run away from that, and the fans remember it, too.
Oh, they do, yes, sir. For the Clippers, DeMarcus Cousins. He's checked in for Howard. Miles Plumlee comes in for Muhammad. And it's KJ McDaniels in for Gary Harris. Bledsoe kicks to Carter. And Curry pulls it down.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
It always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
I mean, guys, KJ McDaniels, I think, has excellent defensive potential. I mean, his long arms and quick jump allow him to block a high number of shots for a two-guard, and his overall athleticism allows him to match up against twos and threes. Offensively, though, he really needs work on practically every measurable skill.
Now here's DeRozan. He is a solid producer, averaging nearly 22 points a game. Bledsoe against Curry. Here's DeRozan. That one a little long. Give back to McDaniels, the high second-round draft pick in last year's draft.
And Kevin, you know, he was outperforming that draft spot through the first 52 games, but because of a one-year rookie contract, the Sixers felt they might have to overpay him, so therefore they traded him to Houston instead.
The cold, harsh economics, Clark, of the NBA, huh?
Well, that's why they're on the lead. Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Absolutely. They make the steal, pay dividends instantly on the fast break.
But they'll get another chance. Bogut the pass to Ibaka. And he goes in for the dunk.
And, guys, isn't it great to see a player who works that hard on the glass at both ends?
Well said, G. That's the way he has built, you know, his reputation. Clark grinding away, 100% effort all the time.
And you know, Kevin, all that effort pays off. How many of those spectacular putback jams do we see from this guy? A bunch. Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
Tell you what, guys, it was a bit of a mixed bag for Eric Bledsoe last season. Average career highs in rebounds and assists. Those were the good parts. But for some reason, the field goal and three-point percentages dropped 30-plus points.
Ray Allen is checked in for K.J. McDaniels. The Bulls also changing it up. Mahinmi's checked in for Bogut. Gallinari comes in for Johnson. And it's Richardson in for DeMar DeRozan.
And it's recorded. Then he did it. I made that nigga touch the flow and then did a dope ass.
He had crossed the defender up and left him grasping at air.
And then exploded to the bucket for the finish. That was just an outstanding play from start to finish.
Now here's Allen. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Cousins. And he's way off from outside.
Well, that's clearly a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look at.
No doubt about it. You cannot let up defensively just because he missed that one.
Looking at Los Angeles, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Kings in Sacramento. Curry against Bledsoe. Gallinari with it. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. The feed to Mahinmi. 6 to shoot. Here's Curry. Breaks a big height bounce and goes in. And the Bulls lead by 2.
They're in the position they're in right now thanks in no small part to the show that he's putting on in this period.
Lets the three fly. Again, Curry missing. Bledsoe with it. And Curry picks him up defensively. Curry against Bledsoe. The feet to Allen. Changes up. Here's Cousins. Good work defensively by Ibaka.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for them.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the deep.
Here's Carter. The Bulls knocking down the 3. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
Tell you what, guys, they're showing us a lot of energy early on and racking up those fast break points.
And another thing they've done right from the start is converting. A lot of those second chance opportunities, those can be hard to come by sometimes.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far. Now that was pretty. That was just a nice-looking reverse jam right there.
Use the rim, Clark, to protect the ball, I think, too, a little bit.
Yeah, did a nice job with it.
And guys, how about the awareness there with that finish in traffic?
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
Yeah, and you know what, Greg? You like their effort level here in the early going. I mean, they're really making things happen for themselves.
From deep, Iguodala. That's miss number 3 for him. Now 2 for 5 from the floor.
Yeah, he was boxed out and tried to get the rebound the only way he could.
Yeah, he got straight over the back and on top of him there, too. So nothing subtle about that one.
And Coach Doc Rivers wears multiple hats for this organization. Not only is he the head coach, but also in charge of all basketball operations, really the leader in a lot of ways for this team.
Lance Stephenson's checked in for Steph Curry. Took him no time at all on that one. 8-point for Andre Iguodala.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
Gallinari wide open. And the Bulls get it back. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Another shot. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
Ibaka outside. Here's the screen. And that concludes the first quarter of play. It's Chicago as they end the first quarter with a massive 16-7 run. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And guys, what's your take on the Bulls so far?
Right from the start, they have been able to really own that paint and just dominate the backboard.
Well, Greg, you can't dominate the boards unless all 5 guys are making the effort to box out and chase down the ball.
Taking a look at the Bulls, we've got Henderson. Richardson is out there with Lance Stephenson. Then it's Taj Gibson. And it's Mahimi in the center position. And Stephenson kicks to Anderson. And the 3 off target. And Howard has it in the corner. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And guys, you know, we've talked about it before, but it bears repeating. Dwight Howard may be the best overall rebounder in the last decade. 5 times out of the last 8 years, he's led the league in rebounding. That's almost impossible to do in the modern NBA.
Bulls making a switch here. DeRozan's checked in.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Mills dishes to Harris. Howard with a screen on DeRozan. And Harris wide open. He shoots. His 3-pointers off the mark. Howard is still Clark, an efficient rebounder, still prolific in fact, but he's no longer dominant. Last year he had not one 20-plus rebound game. Tell me the last time that happened.
Well, you know, this being Dwight's 12th season in the league, Kevin, a lot of wear and tear on him. I think he's trying to fight through it, and he's still very much more than serviceable. He wants to get a ring, and he's doing his part to try to make that happen.
Los Angeles calls timeout. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Biyombo is checked in for Chicago. And Bledsoe, here we go. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. And the thing about Eric Bledsoe, he's an absolutely terrific athlete. Insane athletic ability, his speed with the ball, especially Greg in the open court. Remarkable.
Yeah, and when he gets a full head of steam, look out. He goes beast mode, if you will, on the basketball floor. He really, truly is like a running back in the open field.
Now, here's Stevenson. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. The shot by Carter, nobody around. Fires the three, and he gets it to go. Carter's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three.
Talking about Bledsoe, one area where he has to improve his turnovers. He averaged over 3.5 turnovers a game. You can't be a championship point guard if you're not squeezing the arm.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that. Beautiful play by Lance Stevenson. He's as gifted a passer as we have in the league.
And thinking a little bit more about Eric Bledsoe, yes, he could be more efficient, but his combination of points, assists, and rebounds per game is outstanding. If he focuses in and listens to his coaches, we could be talking about him in the upper echelon of point guard.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Here's Stevenson. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. And it's blocked by Stevenson. And they'll keep possession. In the corner, Henderson with it. Lets the three fly. Count that one. Henderson's got his first 3 points of the game.
Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket, right in the shooting pocket for a terrific assist. They've done a lot of that today.
And it's something we haven't seen much of at the opposite end of the floor.
And DeRozan, here we go. For Chicago, they have shot 50% from the line today. 3 for 6. That free throw missing. And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. And the Bulls making a change here as well. Bogut's checked in. Good on the second free throw.
And, you know, the NBA loves to experiment with different rules in different ways. The D-League last season used international rules for goaltending. And that small change makes a huge impact on the defensive end.
Iguodala, the pass to Muhammad. And no good. The try spell continuing for him.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Here is Stevenson. And for the international rules of goaltending, players are allowed to touch the ball after it hits the iron, even if it is over the cylinder.
I'm not sure if the NBA is going to adapt that rule, but I think it wouldn't be a big deal to adapt it because there aren't a lot of times that play happens in the game. I think it would be a small percentage of those plays over the course of a season.
I think we're scoring 2.5 minutes.
And just another example, Kevin, of how they built this lead, just outworking them.
Greg, that was definitely an effort play right there. You talk about that all the time, fighting to get proper position, then slamming home the putback.
Yep, and if they can maintain this energy level, their lead will be safe.
Here's Harris. The Bulls getting the bucket. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Muhammad, and he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
That deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And how about how he capped that one out, almost like the 1-2 punch.
He gives that rim a good tug on the way down.
That's how you drive your point home.
I tell you what, he's lucky on that one that he got away with maybe not picking up a tee.
It's his first trip to the line. So for the Bulls, Gallinari comes in for Taj Gibson. And Curry subbed in for Lance Stevenson. Now here's DeRozan. He's got 8 from past the arc. And that's good. Steph Curry for 3. Curry's got 13.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
And Muhammad kicks to Mills. There's the triple. Happy to see that one going after missing 6 of his 9 shots today.
And how about that for a response?
Well, it sounded as though, or at least it looked as though it sounded like, we'll give you a 3, and then we'll take it right back.
Gallinari dishes to Curry. It's Henderson on the wing. Misses off the right iron. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Iguodala's running. Here's Harris. Here's Howard. The second chance effort. And the layup is good. He has 6.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
And here are the Bulls now after the Clippers pick up 2. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. It's tipped. And a wide open look for Iguodala. Off target with his 3. Last game for the Bulls, it was a loss to the Thunder in Oklahoma City. Curry kicks to DeRozan. Misses the 3.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With the team leading, perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the game. No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
And the Clippers making a change here. Jackson's checked in.
Not right now. Hold on.
On defense, the Bulls. They set the pick. From deep, Iguodala. But they recover it.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
Outside for Jackson. Screen by Howard. From deep. Chicago grabs the miss. Bogut's got his 3rd rebound tonight.
You guys, nice to see Bogut out there given all the injuries that he's had to overcome in his career. Just glad to see him at full strength.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Gallinari. And Wesley Johnson has subbed for Gerald Henderson. Ibaka uses both hands to slam it down.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the 2-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
And that one's good. And that's 17 points for Steph Curry.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
You know, Bogut, as I recall, Clark was so distraught by those injuries that at one point he thought he might retire.
Yeah, he gave some serious thought to packing it in after the 2013 season, Kevin. Luckily for his team, though, he worked through it and is as strong as ever at the defensive end. Levi's Howard plays some great basketball. 8 rebounds, and he's rejected a shot over the course of the game, too.
And it easily could have been more. He's played an effective game at that end of the floor.
Curry passes to DeRozan. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got 4 assists in the game.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
To the right side. Clock at 6. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. Again, Chicago. Clippers trail by 14. Clippers moving the ball around. And it's Howard finishing it off.
Cutting into the lead with a huge one-hand throwdown.
That's how to get your team back into it.
Yes, sir.
I tell you what, guys, that might also put a little spark into those guys.
Here's Harris. Finished off the break. Harris has got 5 points now in the quarter.
There's that transition offense. Push the ball up the floor. The defense can't get set up, and you can get some easy hoops that way.
And that steal made it possible. And if they can use a few more sequences just like that.
You have enough confidence.
And the Clippers call time here.
Yeah, enough scoring on the inside there. I think it's time for him to send a message to his team.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I guarantee you this talk centers around cutting down on all of those points coming in the paint. They've got to show more resistance there.
One guy who's been getting it done so far, Stephen Curry.
They need to make some adjustments because he's absolutely scorching.
Both teams will make substitutions. A minute 50 left here in the second. And Plumlee kicks to McDaniels. Bledsoe against Curry. Just 5 to shoot. The Clippers need to get off a shot. And it's out of bounds. The Clippers able to retain possession here.
Check around.
1:33 left now here in the second. And with that, the Chicago lead is cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Eric Bledsoe. Screen by Ibaka. Curry kicks to Richardson. Henderson, no one around him. Sinks the triple. Henderson's got 8 points.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter. And that's some inspiration. Steals, blocks, and a big dunk. Those are ways that you can really change the momentum in a game.
Well, they got to chip away, Clark, at that deficit, and no doubt that'll help.
And that's what he's out there for, guys. I mean, he is an electrifying player, no doubt.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Clippers trail by 9. Bledsoe for 3. They get it again. Carter kicks to Plumlee. It's stolen by Ibaka. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Outside for Curry. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Curry's got a pair of triples in the second now for the Bulls.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Richardson for 3. Outside for Curry. And rejection by McDaniel.
You shooting good. 7 for 26. I'm shooting 7 for 22. You shooting that motherfucker.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen.
You know, Curry is playing extremely well. He has 20 points, and he's picked up 6 points from behind the arc.
I love the rhythm his outside stroke has produced today.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
You know, we talk so often about making your teammates better, and his ability to see the floor and then make those passes on time in that first half was the key.
Boy, I tell you what, they say he's not a playmaker, but he certainly has fooled me with the way he's performing right now.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Howard is out there with Nazr Mohammed. Then there's Iguodala. And it's Mills. And it's Harris in a shooting guard. Here's Curry. After the basket by Los Angeles. Screen by Bogut. Johnson in the corner. Ibaka. This is to Johnson. Kicks it to Curry. The wide open look here for DeRozan. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. And he slams it one-handed.
Up high and down hard with the one-handed.
Got a little extra forceful with that one, didn't he? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I think that's going to rouse up his teammates, no doubt.
And guys, Serge Ibaka's production was just a little off last season. We're not talking, you know, big number changes. We're talking small dips in a number of categories.
Well, one category where he did really fall off, though, Kevin, was field goal percentage. A career 53% shooter, he dropped down to 47.
And getting back to Ibaka, everything changed for him the minute Kevin Durant was lost last season. I mean, defenses could focus on him, and he was the Thunder's only front court scoring threat. And as much as he's improved on offense, he still has neither the flexibility nor skill set to be a guy that can be considered a first or second option offensively.
That's far too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
3 of their last 5 makes come from beyond the arc. The defense has to react quicker.
Mills can't hit.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
You know, talking about Ibaka, last season was good for his growth. I mean, he got a taste of what it's like to be the first or second scoring option rather than an afterthought. Now it's up to him to take that experience and convert it into improvement. Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
2 straight threes.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Yeah, it looks like he saw some things out there that need to be adjusted, and he's going to take a break here and talk it over.
Hey, you know, coaches sometimes need a break in the action to rethink and
I play ball in real
retool a
life.
bit. Anytime you're in that situation, it makes sense to use the timeout.
Like you get the, when niggas like you start yapping, that's when I start yapping. But you go at that point, you gonna shut up. I probably hit 2-3 straight threes in your fucking face. Got to the rack, dish, all that good shit I know how to do. I ain't say you couldn't hoop. I never said you couldn't hoop. I never. I don't do too. I show niggas.
For the Clippers,
And I suck
Cousins
right
comes
now.
in
Clear that up.
for Dwight Howard. And Mike Miller subbed in for Muhammad.
I still know what I'm doing right now.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second
I
half.
drop a nigga. Ha! Leave that.
And Mills kicks to Harris. And the call goes against Wesley Johnson.
Get back.
That's foul number 2 for him.
Go.
Miller with a screen on Bogut. And Cousins gets it to go.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Ooh, I think they was gonna give me that.
Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. Clippers trailed by 15. Screen by Cousins. Johnson against Iguodala. Over to the wing. Shot clock at 6. Mills can't hit.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
Johnson kicks to Curry. High arcing shot. The Clippers have gone 5 of 7 from the field in the third quarter. Let's see if they can keep it up. Harris misses. The Bulls leading by 15. Johnson wide open. He fires. Hits the three-point bomb. Johnson's got 8.
Add another triple to their second half total.
They came out of the break just dropping bombs and just not letting up at all.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And guys, every time we think Patty Mills is going to take the next step in his development, he takes a step back. Last season, he shot career lows from the field and behind the arc after having one of his best ever campaigns the year before. That really just makes a coach pull his hair out. Fortunately for me, I don't have it.
Clippers trailed by 20. And then Cousins with the dunk.
Boy, that was a violent throw down there.
You're telling me.
I mean, it's almost like he doesn't like the rim.
Curry kicks to DeRozan. Back to Curry. Kicks it out to Johnson. Passes to DeRozan. Mills with the steal. Throws up. And it's Iguodala with the jam.
Ooh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
Jackson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Los Angeles on D. It's a 16-point game.
We're seeing him bring that shooting percentage up now, guys. The first half was a struggle for him.
Second shot opportunity. And it's sent back by Bogut.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
Now Harris after the missed 3 from Stephen Curry. And here's Mills for 3.
He's having a tough quarter, scoring the basketball and able to help them close this gap.
Curry attacking. Johnson for 3. No luck. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. Fires the 3. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andre Iguodala. That's foul number 2 for him.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Ozzy Muhammad's checked in for Los Angeles.
Didn't have any problem knocking that one down. Another defensive lapse leading to 2 more.
And the Clippers miss again.
Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage.
And here comes Harris leading the fast break. It's Jackson with the drive. And it's sent back by Bogut. Curry against Harris. Knocks it loose. And here we go. Harris heading to the hoop. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. They get Stephen Curry.
Bring my phone, man.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Chicago.
Are you ready? Huh?
Well, their passing has been picturesque. A thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
Yeah, and the other thing they've done since the beginning of this game is score points off turnovers and in bunches.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Plumlee is checked in for Cousins. Carter comes in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Eric Bledsoe in for Jackson. It's Curry with the drive. And they get it back. Bogut the pass to Curry. Back to Bogut. On the wing, Johnson. Here's DeRozan. Offline with his three. Up top, Bledsoe. Defended by Ibaka. Back to Bledsoe. Clippers moving the ball around. And that one's good. 12 points for Gary Harris.
A wide open three. They need much better communication defensively.
Curry attacking. Goes up on the high post. And Serge Ibaka, the bucket on the assist by Curry. 13 points for Serge Ibaka. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. That one wide left. And here we go, the Bulls fast break. Johnson's got the ball. Curry dishes to Ibaka. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. Harris misses. Chicago leading by 17. No one near Curry as he lets it go. From beyond the arc and then some. Curry's got 10 points in just the second half.
And folks, those are hops you just don't see from that one spot every day.
Well, that's why he is such an uncommon talent.
Yep, uncommon. And part of out there.
A.J. McDaniels in for Harris. Chicago calls timeout.
Good.
Some changes for Chicago. Mahinmi's checked in for Bogut. Gibson comes in for Serge Ibaka. And Barea subbed in for Curry. Now here's Barea. Inside. Here's Mahinmi. And that one is hammered home.
He power surged that one down. Wow.
Yeah, good term to use. One of the game's top dunkers for sure.
Folks, that's not a petty, not a Manny. That's a facial.
And DeRozan kicks to Gibson. And stolen by Howard. Here's McDaniels. It's all in by the Bulls.
They've shown effort and aggression in the paint right from the tip. Their rebounding edge is impressive.
And they're giving themselves extra possessions and have taken advantage of it. And that's critical. You can shoot a few lesser percentage if you're getting more opportunities at the rim.
And, you know, guys, Taj Gibson now has 6 full seasons in the NBA. Already 30 years old. Seems like just yesterday he was being drafted.
That drive by Carter. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. Getting back to Gibson, he was one of the oldest college freshmen in the country at age 21. Played 3 years at USC. Then he was one of the oldest players in the 2009 draft, even though he declared as a junior.
Yeah, I think the NBA is the only profession where it hurts you to have a lot of experience coming out, because that's one reason why he did drop. I mean, had he been a couple years younger, with his length and athleticism, he very well could have been a top 10 pick. But I tell you what, the Bulls are happy that he wasn't. Yeah, no doubt about that one with the over-the-back call.
Yeah, it looked like he wanted to take him for a ride right there. Easy call.
The 3 from Johnson, and he gets it to go. Johnson's got 11.
And he's finally getting the feel from beyond. His second 3 of the half right there.
Plumlee. And the rejection by Mahinmi. And is out of bounds to the Clippers as the Clippers retain possession. For 3, Bledsoe.
He has not had the same focus we saw in that first half. Really struggling here in the second.
Fires for 3. And that comes off the assist by Dwight Howard. Howard's got 3 assists now in this one. It's stolen by Carter. Here's Bledsoe. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Bledsoe's got 7 points for the quarter. Stolen by McDaniels. Here's Carter.
Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend. Take it to the hoop.
And how, Clark. Brilliant throwdown.
Just exerting his authority on that play.
Pass to Barea. From deep three-point range. Plumlee with the rebound. Plumlee's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And Carter with the basket on the assist by Bledsoe. And that's 10 points for Vince Carter.
Wow, has he flipped a switch at halftime. Much more effective here in the second half.
Here's Gibson. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
For 3, Bledsoe. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. And we're rolling here again with the 4th quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. The Los Angeles Clippers, they come into this one following a loss to the Kings. So for Chicago right now, Gallinari is out there with Taj Gibson. Then it's Lance Stevenson. Then there's Richardson. And it's Mahinmi in the pivot spot, manning the middle. The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player and the ball.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. The first free throw is good.
And Lance Stevenson really couldn't find minutes in Charlotte last season. Ended up sitting out a lot of games as a DNP CD. Not the start he wanted with the new team.
And for Stevenson, to his credit, he took the benching in stride. He knew he just wasn't a good fit at times.
Yeah, and his coach, Steve Clifford, was upfront about it, and I thought did a nice job handling that. Clifford said he wanted Stevenson as a Hornet, but just couldn't find a unit with which to make it work.
Howard. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top, but instead he'll shoot free throws. Biyombo is checked in for Ian Mahinmi. That one misses.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around. Straight bully ball.
Bledsoe against Stevenson. Now here's Bledsoe. He's guarded closely. Good D by Stevenson. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Nazr Mohammed. That is his first foul of the game. Stevenson drives in. Iguodala with the steal.
They're doing well overall, but the turnovers have been the exception.
Yeah, it has been, and they've been able to overcome the carelessness to this point, but I'm sure the coaching staff wants that to get cleaned up right now.
It's Richardson on the wing. Out to Gallinari. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Mills, he's checked in for Eric Bledsoe. Howard with a screen on Stevenson. And the shot is good. The Chicago lead has been cut to just 11 on the basket from Patrick Mills.
There you go. That's the stroke we saw in the first half.
And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Curry's checked in for Chicago. No one near him. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Here's Mills. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Mills has got it back down to within single digits for the Clippers. Outside Curry. He feeds it to Biombo. And again, Chicago. No good. Harris kicks to Mills. And the 3 off target.
And maybe, you know, he thinks he can shoot himself out of the cold spell, but I don't think that's the case. Maybe somebody want to tell him to ease up off the threes.
And the Bulls with another miss. And it's blocked. And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
Around 3 minutes gone here in the 4th quarter. On the wing, Harris. And stolen by Richardson. It's Curry. That time on the assist by Richardson. 33 points for Steph Curry.
3-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
And now's the time for them to step on the gas pedal. Don't let up. Keep letting it fly from deep and build that lead. Play through the finish line, not to it. Keep the pressure on.
Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Taj Gibson. It's Curry with the drive. Gallinari passes to Richardson.
Yeah, that's got them over the limit, and it's still early. They have to play smart, or they could give up a lot of free throws. Really was a slow start for Gallinari last season. It took him a while to get back to speed after missing all of the 2013-14 season with that torn ACL.
Gallinari did get better and better over time, and he improved. He started to get back to his former self near the end of the season.
Yeah, had that huge 47-point explosion towards the end of last season. And listen, he's still a young guy and hopefully can continue to build after his injury woes. Well, they left it until the 4th quarter, but finally the run they needed to get back into this one.
I didn't think it was going to happen for them, quite honestly, but they finally turned it on, turned it up a little bit. Now they've got to come up with some stops.
You know, the right thing there to try to fade away with the D all over him, but that is a difficult shot to sink.
Well, they're still early in the quarter, and they're only 1 foul away from being over the limit.
Mohammed inside. Gallinari covering. And Mohammed kicks to Mills. And it's Biombo with the rebound. Biombo's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That will get him his 4th foul of the game, and due to the bonus, we'll head to the line for 2.
Not the guy you want to put on the line, Kevin. He's an ATM from the free throw line.
And Steph Curry, not just a superstar player, but one of the best contracts in basketball this year and next for under $24 million combined. And you can bet he's due for a major increase in pay when 2017 rolls around.
And the Bulls making a change here. Henderson's checked in.
Now both teams are in the penalty. We could be in for a lot of foul shots, folks.
And for Stephen Curry, a value contract, but a growing list of endorsements. One of the top-selling jerseys in the league, a signature shoe deal. He's doing all right.
Yeah, I don't think he's worried about it. He's got a Bible quotation on his wrist that says, "Love never fails." And that's how he approaches the game, with a true love and faith that his hard work is going to pay off.
Three-pointer. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Howard's got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. And it's Biyombo with the rebound.
You rarely see him missing dunks, but the defender was right in his face on that one, and it threw him off just enough.
And good on the basket. Book it.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
One guy who's been getting it done so far, Stephen Curry.
He's dialed in from long range. They got to stay in his hip pocket and deny him the catch.
Los Angeles calls timeout. And with Gerald Henderson Jr., what you see is what you get. A solid player, good athleticism, but he doesn't really specialize, Clark, in any one thing.
Well said, Kevin. Right on the mark with that. He came into the league as a jack-of-all-trades kind of guy. Skills were somewhat unrefined. That's sort of where he is today. He is who he is.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
During that break, Coach Rivers had some words for his team. He was not happy with their play to this point, telling them we're getting out hustled, plain and simple. There's still time, but we've got to dial up our effort. Kevin, we'll see if they have enough to get it done.
Just 4 to shoot. And that's a foul called on Miles Plumlee. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. So Chicago ends up going with the new group.
And going back to Henderson, he has the raw tools and intelligence to be a good scorer, but limited range and ball handling skills have put a cap on his development. Plus, he kind of lacks a go-to scorer's mentality.
Poked away. Oh, and here comes Johnson all alone. The fast break ends at the rim with a jam.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it. Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam, you're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
The Bulls leading by 11.
And, of course, Gerald Henderson Jr.'s dad was a solid NBA player in his own right. Never made an all-star team, but was a 3-time NBA champion. And ultimately, that's what counts.
Pass to Plumlee. Carter outside. This one for 3. No luck. Now Chicago takes it the other way. 22 is their biggest lead. Here's Curry. Misses off the right iron.
Tell you what, as well as he shot in the last quarter, Kevin, it's a total flip here in this one. He just can't get anything to go in the basket.
And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Steph Curry does so many things well, Clark, on the floor, but one area he had struggled with was turning the ball over.
Yeah, and after a slow start, Kevin, to the year in the turnover department, Curry was able to slowly right the ship.
Chicago calls timeout.
And Curry and his turnovers last year, a lot of it might have been getting used to a new system, but you can see he's also tightened up his play to reduce the giveaways.
Dwight Howard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Jackson comes in for Patty Mills. First one falls for him.
And, you know, Curry knew turnovers were a problem. How about his mom even instituted a fine on him? And so anytime he has more than 3 in a game, he owes his mom $100 per turnover.
Chicago calls timeout. A different look for the Clippers. Iguodala comes in for Vince Carter. And it's Mills in for Jackson. And Eric Bledsoe drops them both. Now here's Curry. Floats one. Cannot hit. Nice D from Cousins.
Wow, what a rough second half for him shooting the basketball. Maybe you adopt a pass-first mentality at this point.
Curry dishes to Ibaka. They double-team Curry. Johnson's shot is off.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
That is a very low percentage shot, Kevin, but it's the result they were looking for at the end of the day.
Down low, and stolen by Howard. And the shot is good. The Chicago lead has been cut down to just 8 points with the bucket from Patrick Mills.
A great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game. And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Curry kicks to Johnson. To the paint. It's tipped. Stolen by Bledsoe. Iguodala outside. Bledsoe right side. Takes the 3. Here's Cousins. And that one is stuffed right through.
And when they desperately needed to get things turned around, they were able to rally and get back into it.
And, Greg, it was really their defense just as much as their offense that served as the real catalyst, and I think it allowed them to put that run together.
Now here's Mills, guarded by Curry. And Mills kicks to Howard. And Mills atop the key. The rebound by Johnson.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Guys, that's been the key to their lead. I mean, simply put, the effort they've displayed on the glass has been the difference.
He has a lot of points from long range this half. He's taken advantage of a really tired defense.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
They're committing an awful lot of fouls, and most of them are unproductive. You don't want to let guys get easy layups. I understand that. But this could turn into a parade to the foul line.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Harris is checked in. Richardson, he's checked in for Chicago. Howard kicks to Mills from outside the arc. And that comes off the assist by Dwight Howard. Mills has got a pair of threes here in the fourth quarter for Los Angeles. It's DeRozan with the drive. Bulls moving the ball around. Curry passes to Bogut. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
That is good. 27 points for Howard.
He has been fantastic this quarter, guys. It's just the kind of effort they need if they're going to continue to trim the lead.
And Mills kicks to Iguodala. Here's Cousins. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam. And he's now got the double-double. 11 points and 13 rebounds.
And able to pad his stats a little bit there on that play. The board and the bucket.
And you know, Greg, that'll put him in the good graces of that coaching staff, too. My goodness.
Kevin and Greg, hard work on the offensive glass always does that. I mean, his fans will remember the dunk, but the coaches love the rebound.
Harris against Richardson. Kicks it out to Iguodala. 6 on the shot clock. From past the arc. The Clippers keep it alive.
Nice hustle to get them a second look.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially, Greg, when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
Cousins with it. Now guarded by DeRozan. Cousins against Richardson. The pass to Mills. For the 3. Good! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
And you talk about getting back into the game, folks. 3 is better than 2.
Always simple math. That's that UNLV education coming to play. He knows all about that as well. Most of his points have been three-point shots.
Come on now. We got calculus at our school. I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
Yeah, 2-possession game now. I mean, those were really important foul shots.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They're behind by 5. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
Yeah, time a huge factor right now. They've got to get points and then the foul.
Yeah, it has to be quick because every tick is critical.
Dishes it to Cousins. From deep three-point range.
And sometimes we all just want to show people that.
Yeah, but you playing dumb, like you playing retarded. Like if you just hit the 3, it was tie game or some shit. What the fuck wrong with you, man? Let me get Iggy off of you, man.
HBK, yeah, you know how we.
Nah, I ain't see shit. That nigga down on again.
And I can't quit, all I know is HBK, yeah, you know.
I don't even recall it. He did not dictate what was going to happen in the game. What you mean?
Make your lady back up in this, hop up in the 6, and you should ignore these rappers, man. They say anything. Call me Susie Piggy Bank. I got plenty change. She rep HBK the king over everything. Married to the gang with the wedding rag. Everybody try to duplicate. We just innovate. Young and making plenty cake. Get my straight. I'm a heartbreak vet. Being broke, what I can't accept. I'ma hold it down to the
I'm about
death.
to laugh about it. I'm about to invite him in.